Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to One Yard Wednesday. Hi everybody, and thank you for being with us here for One Yard Wednesday, where we give you great deals on some beautiful fabrics. With me running the show is, of course, my amazing producer, Mr. HP. Say hello, say hello. So we got some great stuff for you today, so thank you all for being here and checking out the deals of the day. We have all of the products going live after the show in their discounted prices. So just hang tight, watch the show, enjoy, sit back. It's a perfect time to have that cup of coffee and just relax. And so also, if you know somebody that really would appreciate some great deals on fabric, make sure to share it with them. We are live both on YouTube and Facebook, so make sure you are subscribed to our channel and like our page. Right. So it's a great day. Of course, everybody getting ready for the holidays, but that just means you get maybe a little more time to spend in that sewing room and get some sewing done. So usually we have limited quantities of our specials, and so they usually disappear pretty fast. So check it out right away after the show. Today we have some beautiful quilts on the set. Behind me, I have a version of Jackie. This is not the original version that's in the book, but it is a version that I introduced when we did a quilt along with this pattern a few years back, where you can use a single fabric as a background for each block. And then behind Mr. HP, we have a beautiful version of Trinity that I think both of these quilts
it goes so good with my
it looks colors. Very good with your winter gear, doesn't it? But I think both of these quilts would look really fantastic in our fabrics that I'm showing you today. So today we have I have a question for you, because today we are showing you some amazing batiks, very unique. And so my question for you, what are the things to consider when working with batiks? And so many of you might not be familiar with batiks. They used to be really, really popular a few years back. They're still, of course, very current all over quilt shops. But the process of making these fabrics is a little bit different. So most of them are made in Indonesia. That's where they originated. And so there's wax that is applied to the base cloth or the gray goods, the actual fabric, and they apply wax, which creates the pattern, and then that fabric is dyed, so the wax resists the dye and creates the patterns that way. And that can be done multiple times over and over to create the really unique techniques or unique designs.
Didn't we do that somewhere?
We did a little batiking, in St. Kitts on our cruise, and actually we're visiting St. Kitts again on these cruises coming up in January. So we're excited to do some more batik work. Yes,
batiking.
Love it. So how are they different? So they are usually a little bit tighter weave than many of our regular quilting cottons. You will notice that because they have to have a little bit of a higher thread count, a tighter weave to just be able to support that dyeing process. Now, you will also see that they have been, of course, washed and treated multiple times. So you will see less shrinkage with batiks, barely any shrinkage versus regular cottons. So some things to consider because of that tighter weave and finer fabric is maybe using a little bit finer needle when you are piecing those. So instead of maybe using a 12, go down a size. And also I would recommend a thread weight that is 50 weight, or maybe going to a 60 weight. 60 weight or going down to a 40 weight. So 60 weight is going up is finer, yes. I always have to think twice about that. But so a little bit finer thread, a little bit finer needle. 50 weight is what I use normally with regular fabrics, so that shouldn't be much of a difference. So you will see less shrinkage. You will also see less fraying. So as you're cutting this fabric, working with them, you'll see them, they fray less, which is a beautiful thing. So they work really well for small things if you're cutting little pieces or doing applique, small paper piecing, because the fraying is very minimal. Now, this is a question I get all the time. Should I pre-wash batiks? Now, they have been handled, so if you want to pre-wash them, yes, you can. Just very mild cycle, and they do, many manufacturers recommend laying them flat to dry or hanging them to dry, not in the dryer. I've dried them in the dryer and it's usually fine. But there's not really a need to do it. If you're not a pre-washer, you don't need to do it. I would just always check for color fastness because it does change between manufacturers how they are. So check the color fastness, and if you see any running of colors, then definitely wash it, pre-wash. Now the Batiks are really cool because sometimes you can use either side. They usually sometimes almost look identical on both sides. Sometimes there's a little bit of a difference. So sometimes you get kind of an opposite, with the way the dye is. So you can get two different fabrics from it. So that's pretty cool. And then the biggest question I get is, can I mix Batiks with regular cottons? And yes, you absolutely can. These are just regular cottons, so you can definitely mix them. So if you are using cottons that maybe have a different type of weave, I would maybe just recommend pre-washing your other cottons so that they are going to work the same, or choose a manufacturer that has a similar gray goods or a similar tight weave on their fabrics, and it's worked beautifully. I've done this multiple times. So with that being said, let's take a look at our fabrics. These are Batiks from Batiks, which is a division of Northcott Fabrics, and these are really unique. They're really abstract and cool colors. So let's take a look. Where's my producer going? We need to go on the overhead so we can see the actual fabrics. Oh, well, isn't that interesting? That would be helpful, turning the overhead camera on. So we have a live show. So this happens. So now our wonderful producer is going to visit us here on the set.
Hi, everybody. We got an issue this morning.
Yes. So any questions you have on Batiks, just post them in the comments, and I'll try to address them.
Oh, that's
Is it
a
working?
nice fabric.
Isn't it nice? Well, let's show them.
Okay.
I think it's
You sure
working.
we want to do that right now?
Yeah, let's show everybody.
All right.
So we have 7 different prints for you today. We have a lot of folks joining us, so that's good. Is there a brand name? So the brand name is, so with the company is Batiks by Northcott. It is actually a mix from 2 different collections because I thought they really looked great together. So we're starting with this one. This one is called Dots and Branches Dark Green, and this is from the Tablescape collection. Tablescape is, most of these are from that, and then we have a couple of prints from a different line. But this one is really beautiful. So the deep dark green is the base, and then we have these hues of, I would say, beige and lime green, a little bit of lavender in there. So let me show you just how the backside is. And look, pretty much identical. So you can really flip it either way. You'll see a little bit of a difference in the white. So that's the resist part of it, but really nobody would ever notice the difference. Next up is a pattern called Table Pieces, and this color is Burnt Russet, and I love this one. So like I said, they're more abstract, a little bit more contemporary prints. This feels somehow a little bit African. I have a little bit of an African feel, so that tribal feel. So I really love this with that little bit of orange in there and the green, and then this grayish blue. Again, just a slight difference on the back side, but really, really a gorgeous print. We have that same print in a midnight color. So you'll see the difference in the base. This is that dark midnight, and then we have these really gold bursts, the orange, and then just a little bit of a hint of green in here. Really beautiful. Then we have same print in dark green. So we're basing it on that main color. So this is the burnt russet, this is the midnight, and then we have the dark green, and it has the lime green and the gold and a little bit of that lavender again coming through. Really, really pretty. And then last in this print, this one is the black. So really almost pure black in the crosses and the tribal designs, and then we have that beautiful hue of, it's kind of a bluish gray in the background, and it has a little bit of an ombre feel. I just love that, where the undertone has some movement and action. And let me show you The back side, again, just a slight difference in the saturation of the black, but really awesome prints.
I need a quilt with this.
I know, it's so cool.
Awesome.
So then we have Fragrant Trails in the black. This is an awesome pattern, a little bit of a directional print here, but as with Batiks, because of the process, it is so irregular, naturally irregular, and that's what we want. There's really never really truly straight lines. There's a little bit of difference in the space in between it, and I really love that. It makes it just very organic and cool. So this would be a great one for a border or a binding or anything like that. And we have another one in this print, the last print. We have 7 prints today, and this one is Fragrant Trails in the dark teal. So a really nice dark teal in the base, a little bit of purple, and then that kind of mocha yellowish tan color in the top design. So these are our 7 beautiful prints. I could not resist. I am so used to doing fabric pulls whenever I'm showing fabric, so I decided to pull some beautiful art gallery 1 yards. Now these are not going to be on the special pricing, 1 yard Wednesday pricing, but you know, art gallery, their gray goods and the feel of their fabrics are very similar to Batiks. They have a higher thread count. They are beautiful to work with, so they would just blend seamlessly if you're working with Batik. So let me show you a couple of prints that you could totally mix in here if you wanted to build a bigger bundle. I love this floral elements in the deep ocean. You will have that teal that you have here. You have that darker base like you have in the darks and the blacks. So that would be a great one you could just completely mix in and it would be beautiful. Another one going more off of that dark. This is deco stitch in the volcanic, so it is kind of that charcoal ashy gray, but with that brown hue, so it would look great with some of these browns as well. And then I thought, let me give you some options on contrasting fabric, so something you can use for background, or if you're working on the Jackie behind me, maybe you need something for that accent fabric to make that stand out. So you could go a little bit in that Cafe Latte. This is Deco Stitch Cafe Latte because it brings out this color here. This would stand out really nicely on all of them, but not be too harsh. So that will be a nice one as an option. I also love if you wanted a little bit brighter contrast. So this is Deco Stitch in the Cloud. It has a little bit of that Cafe Latte pattern in it, that color, and a little bit of gray. And another great one, also all of these are from Art Gallery. This is Flights of Fancy in the Pearl. So that would make a really great contrast, but have still some fun print in it. If you wanted to go kind of a little bit wild with that accent, I brought you some options for that too. So what about a little bit of purple with that floral elements in the mulberry? Look how great it looks with this, but that would create a contrast with all of them. So if you wanted some more color, definitely could do that. Or that orange. The floral elements in the orangine, so a nice bright orange that's going to stand out from everything. Or if you wanted to go in the green route, I brought you floral elements in the lettuce, so that's also going to be a really nice bright green that's going to look great with all of them as an option for some beautiful fun color. So that is my ideas for mixing things in, but let's look at today's notion. Now, this little tool is something I always have close by. This is called Magna Fingers, and let me show you here on the overhead what it can do. So this is a magnet that is so great to pick up your pins or anything that will adhere to a magnet. So for example, how many times as a quilter have you dropped a thing of pins on the floor and need to clean it up fast? Or thumbtacks, that's what I've done too. So this has a really strong magnet, so I can easily pick up any pins, and these are heavy duty T-pins, so they're heavier, so this is a very strong magnet. The best part is I can pick it all up and then it releases, and I can drop it right into my bowl again by the release button.
Genius.
I know, I love this so much. And I've used it for all kinds of things, you know, paper clips, all kinds of things. It works really, really well. So this is my notion of the day, the Magna Fingers in this really cute teal color. So let's take a look at these quilts I have on the set. As I talked about the Jackie and I showed you some of the options, how you can use the different fabrics in the background. Wouldn't that be great with those batiks? And then use one color or one contrasting fabrics for all the strips. So I think that would be a great option. And then behind Mr. HP, look at that Trinity quilt. Those batiks would just be gorgeous in that. Throw in some extra, some of those basics that are going to create that space and that rest in there, and you'll get a very similar feel. Now I have some more Jackies. Let's take a look at a couple more. I have a Jackie here that's done similarly, but with a dark accent. So you could definitely go either way, or imagine that those dark strips being one of those bright colors I showed you. Here's another version of Trinity actually made with batiks, and isn't that gorgeous? It's really beautiful. Now some of these batiks I have here have a little bit more of a busy feel, so I think adding a little calm is great. And finally, Jewel. This one is in my Mixology 3 book. This one is gorgeous and would be gorgeous in batiks. And it has a similar feel to this. And here's another version of a Jewel that shows you, has that same batik feel in the fabric. So those, all three would be great options to work with these types of batiks that we have for you today. I'm going to show you the books that these are in. So we have the Stripology 3 that has the Jewel quilt here right on the cover. And everything is very easy. It looks like it's templates, but believe me, it's easily done with the Stripology rulers. Jackie quilt is in the first Mixology book. And so lots of great quilts in here that would work fantastically for these types of fabrics. And then the Trinity pattern is a single pattern. So all great things. So let's get back to our fabrics and review what we have. I'm going to move these out of the way. We're going to talk about this first one first. This is our Tablescape Dots and Branches in the dark green. And then we have 4 prints in different colorways. We have the table pieces. This is the burnt russet with a little bit of orange and green. We have the midnight, beautiful deep dark navy with the sunburnt gold and orange in it. We have the dark green with the lime green and the little bit of gold and lavender mixed in. And we have the black, pure black with that light gray bluish tones on the back. Then we have Fragrant Trails in the black with that green print on top of it, very subtle. And a more contrasting one would be Fragrant Trails in the dark teal with that latte color and beautiful purple. Again, our patterns and quilts on the set, we had the Trinity quilt, single pattern, and it's a great pattern that you can either work with scraps, because it takes either 10-inch squares, 2.5-inch strips, and 1.5-inch strips, or it will give you how many fat quarters you need. So easy to work with yardage on that one. The Jewel quilt is in the Stripology Mixology 3 book, and then the Jackie quilt is found in the Stripology Mixology book. Any questions you have going on? Seeing Mr. HP over there?
Would there be a strip along? Be a strip along?
There's always a strip along every year, and we do that usually.
Stripology, oh no, Stripology 4. How about that?
Oh, will there be a Stripology 4, Mixology 4? You never know. No, these are very popular books, so the odds are high. The odds are high. Now when? You never know. You never know. Now this One Yard Wednesday is our last one before Christmas, and of course, Christmas Day lands on a Wednesday, so we won't have a One Yard Wednesday on Christmas Day. So everybody relax, enjoy the holidays if you celebrate Christmas. We will, however, have our next One Yard Wednesday on New Year's Day. We're excited to come back to you on New Year's Day, celebrate the new year with you, and have a really special episode with you. Now, tomorrow morning, though, Nancy and Kara will be here for a perfect pair show at 9:30 a.m. Check it out. They got lots of great things to share with you. And then, of course, this last show of from GE Designs before the holidays is December 20th, our Happy Friday show, where I'll be sharing some great things, including a little drink that'll be great to mix up for the holidays. Mr. HP, right?
Delicious.
Yeah, we'll just hold him back a little bit. So
I'm going all in.
But that is our show for today. Like I said before, all of the fabrics and discounted prices will be up on the website right after we go off the air. So go ahead, snag those up, some beautiful batiks. Thank you all for watching. My name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Here's my producer, Mr. HP. We thank you so much for joining us. And if we don't see you,
my sweatshirt too.
Oh, you're like
Go Colorado.
I just want to say happy holidays to everybody.
Travis Hunter. Oh, happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Enjoy your week. Bye, everybody.
Oh, I got to push this button. No, not that button. This button.